They're off. Don Quixote comes out at the start, and adjudicating was Pinch back. Passing is for the first time. There's a battle on early, and there goes Balakove. Balakove now angles over toward the inside. On the outside, Don Quixote is right there. And Robin Dancer is saving ground all the way. And the Irish Colt, Go and Go, is up close early. Rhythm saving ground all the way is fifth toward the inside. Grand Canyon sixth. Shotgun Scott is now racing seventh. Single Dawn is eighth toward the inside. He's steadied round the turn. Adjudicating is now racing ninth, and he's beginning to roll now on the outside. But it's Appealing Breeze. Slavic is second to last on the outside. He's almost 10 lengths off the lead now. And Pleasant Tap is unhurried. He's allowed to trail the field as they continue down the backstretch. Balakove has run the opening quarter in 23 2/5 seconds, a demanding half in 46 4. Go and Go, the Irish Colt, and now the Europeans are 1-2, but there goes Rhythm now, and he's sent through a narrow opening toward the inside, entering the far turn, and Rhythm driven through an opening toward the rail, now to take the lead. Balakove is trying to stay with them. Robin Dancer is coming on the far outside. Grand Canyon, and Chris McCarron's confident with him, and here he comes now with his run for the lead. Go and Go is now giving it up. He's dropping back and forth. And now Jose Santos turns Slavic loose, but he's 5 lengths off the lead as they turn for home. Rhythm is set down for the drive. Full out now to hold off the oncoming Grand Canyon on the outside. Slavic is now third. Bellico fourth. Shotgun Scott is fifth. It's still Rhythm and Greg Barrett bumping, driving him on. Grand Canyon will not get to him, and Rhythm has won it. Oh, it could be a big day for the Pip Stable. They win the opening race with Dancing Spree. They win the Juvenile, and the big horse is still back in the barn awaiting the Breeders' Cup Classic.
And now a look at the field. Number 1, Pendleton Ridge, the maiden, not a young girl, but a horse that's never won a race. Don't bet against Lafitte Pinkai Jr., the rider, if it's a stretch battle. 1A, his stablemate, Burnt Hills, the speed horse in the race. He should lead going to the first turn. His rider, Valenzuela, looking for 2 derbies in a row. Number 2, the first of the Louine Lucas entries, Real Cash, owned by Bill Young, Overbrook Farm, ridden by Alex Solis. But the big horse in that entry is 2B, Land Rush, the Maryland bred from Ross Valley Farm, ridden by Angel Cordero Jr. He could be a factor. 14 to 1 the last time we looked. 2X Power Lunch rounding out that stable. Calumet Farm, they've won more derbies than anybody else, 8 of them, but this horse is not favored today. Randy Romero, the rider. Number 3 is Killer Diller, a long shot here, owned by Barry Schwartz of the Calvin Klein organization, and named after Barry Diller of the 20th Century Fox. Number 4 is Video Ranger, second in the Santa Anita Derby, ridden by James Bruin, the son of Pleasant Colony, who won this race, one of 2 Pleasant Colonies in the race this afternoon. Number 5, here he is, Mr. Frisky, the horse that everybody's been talking about. Pride of Puerto Rico from the Solimar stud, that means sun and sea. It's really Jose and Marta Fernandez, and of course Gary Stevens is the rider. Number 6, Fighting Fantasy, in this race today because of a little girl 6 years old who was operated on for a brain tumor this week. The granddaughter of the owner, Ray Cottrell Sr., they could have possibly won the Illinois Derby. She wanted the horse to run here. Number 7, Unbridled, could win this race today, ridden by the talented Craig Perrette, owned by 92-year-old Frances Genter. She's owned horses for more than half a century. This is her first horse in the Derby. Number 8, Pleasant Tap. As we said, a lot of sentiment for this horse, but not much betting, as he's still at 41, ridden by Kent DeZormo. That's a name all of you may not be familiar with, but you'll be hearing it for many years to come. Number 9, the Silver-Tailed Silver Ending, the $15 horse, being ridden for the first time by Chris McCarron, who won here on Ali Sheba. If I said 15,000, it's 1,500. Hard to realize that a horse went for that. Number 10, 36 Red, down from New York, a big favorite up there, and one of the favorites here, ridden by Mike Smith. Number 11, here is the joint favorite, Summer Squall from the Dogwood Stable, Cott Campbell and the 28 owners. Neil Howard, the trainer, and Pat Day looking, remember, for that first Derby win on his 8th attempt. Number 12, Dr. Bobby A., down from New Jersey, trained by Steve DeMoro, ridden by Nick Santagata. Country Day was number 13, but he was scratched. So that is the field for the 116th Kentucky Derby. And
all in line, and they're off.
squeeze plays there, and I believe that Unbridled caught the worst of it as they moved out of the starting gate. And now passing the stands for the first time, Real Cash has the early lead, and on the outside, Fighting Fantasy into the second spot. Mr. Frisky is right there between horses. 36 Red is fourth, and on the outside, here comes Burnt Hills. The Summer Squall is seventh at this point, passing under the finish line the first time. Fighting Fantasy on the outside takes command. Along the inside, it's Real Cash into second, and Mr. Frisky is right there with the leaders. Three of them across the track. Then 36 Red is fourth along the inside. Burnt Hills on the outside is fifth by 5. Summer Squall is sixth at this point. Dr. Bobby A is seventh. Then Land Rush with Cordero on the outside, 8th. Pendleton Ridge is 9th. Silver Ending is 10th and gaining on the outside. Unbridled is 11th. Pleasant Tap trapped in on the rail, racing 12th. 3.5 lengths farther back, Killer Diller is next. Then 5 to Video Ranger, and the trailer is Power Lunch, 15th and last, and about 25 lengths off the leaders. And the leaders right now, along the inside, that's Real Cash holding on to the lead by a head. Mr. Frisky with Gary Stevens on the outside challenging. Those two match strides as they round the far turn. On the inside, it's Real Cash. On the outside, it's Mr. Frisky, 2.5 back. That's 36 Red, and Summer Squall is charging up on the outside. Summer Squall with a rush into third. Unbridled is fourth, and moving quickly on the extreme outside. Pleasant Tap behind a wall of horses is fifth as the field turns for home. Summer Squall toward the inside. Unbridled out in the middle of the racetrack. Charges up to challenge. Those two are heads apart. Unbridled on the outside, and Summer Squall at the rail. And down the stretch they come. Unbridled takes command. Summer Squall is second. In 6 lengths farther back to Pleasant Tap. Along the inside, Mr. Frisky is out of it, and through the stretch and to the wire. The 116th run for the Roses goes to Unbridled with jockey Craig Barrett, winning by 4 lengths.
I love you. Seen anyone walk to a winner's circle? You run there as if you think it's going to go away. And suppose it's the winner's circle for the Kentucky Derby. It will be empty no more very soon. This circle that is used for just one race a year. A marvelous story. 92-year-old Frances Genner from the Minneapolis area. She had said earlier this week, to tell you the truth, she said, I think I'd see the race better here at home on television, but I guess I better go. It's the one chance. She had never even had a horse in the race before. Craig Barrett, congratulations.
Thank you.
Tell me the story of the race briefly.
He run a terrific race today, Jack. I let him settle. He started getting me in a position on his own inside the half-mile pole. And when I called on him, he just gave me a big burst.
Okay. We'll be seeing you in the winner's circle, Craig Barrett. A man who has a great sense of values, by the way. Craig doesn't ride as many races as other jockeys do. He's a big family man with children. And you'll see him up at Saratoga sometimes wheeling the baby along in the carriage. Unofficial still, remember. Unbridled, the winner. Second, Summer Squall. And third, Pleasant Tap, that long shot. And number 4, Video Ranger, another long shot finishing horse.
He has Pat Day in his eyesight. Now the two of those two, the two of them hook up at the quarter pole. Day goes to a left-handed whip, switches sticks. On the outside, it's Unbridled. And watch him come home.
And the isolated replay, I tell you, it proved one thing to me. That's a much better ride than I thought he'd gotten with a naked eye. That was some job turned in by Craig Barrett to guide Unbridled home first in the Kentucky Derby.
Barrett was third last year with awe-inspiring, second with Bet Twice in 87, and a magnificent performance as he pulled
In line for the Breeders'Cup Turf, and they're off. A flawless start there. And Cockawathes is away quickly on the outside. Pleasant Tap is there. And with no one anxious for the lead, Cockawathes takes the initiative. Pleasant Tap is there. Saumarez, he's eagerly running, but he's under a hard hold and lets Cockawathes go on with it. And then a Sky Classic in between horses. Alwahoosh is 3 wide into the turn. Pleasant Tap's been gathered back. He's running now in 5th. Colchis out and down the outside. Shy Tom is in behind horses with the Canadian Gray with approval. In the wings is second to last. And the late running El Senor is content to trail the field. He's about 8 lengths off the lead of Cockawathes. A moderate pace here. The first quarter goes in 24 1/5 seconds. Cockawathes uncontested on the lead. Sky Classic right there. Saumarez Moving along nicely under a firm hold just in behind the pacemakers. Wahoosh is up close early. He's just 2 lengths off the lead. Colchis Island now moving aggressively on the outside. There goes Colchis Island, and he is sent up 3 wide for clear running. French Glory drafting in behind horses now with approvals only 4 lengths off the lead. And then it's Shy Tom, who has yet to do his best running. In the wings is making progress, threading his way through the pack. Pleasant Tap is 1 horse beaten, and that is the long striding El Senor. Down the backstretch now, and the tempo quickening. They're coming to Cacahuetes, and Colchis Island, with a decisive move, has taken the lead midway down the backstretch. They've run 3/4 of a mile in 1:15.3. Colchis Island a short lead. Cacahuetes counters and comes right back. Sky Classic is right there with approval in perfect striking position, and there goes with approval now with a 4 wide sweep into the turn. Saumarez is right there in behind horses. French Glory is in tight toward the rail as Saumarez is dropping out of it now. Wahoosh on the outside. In the wings is kicking in midway around the far turn now, and Sky Classic has been checked. El Senor is coming with a powerful sweep on the outside. They're coming to the top of the stretch with approval, wresting the lead from Cacahuetes. In the wings is right there. Wahoosh is 4th. El Senor swings wide for the stretch drive. Saumarez is 6 lengths out of it, and French Glory, they're coming to the final furlong, and with approval, an all-out drive, and the oncoming in the wings surges. El Senor is closing late, 50 yards from the wire. In the wings, forges to the lead with approval, cannot stay with in the wings, and Gary Stevens, a flawless ride to win it. With approval was 2nd, El Senor is 3rd. He was off a beat slow, and steadily he threaded his way through this field of 11 in the Breeders' Cup turf, and with a perfectly timed move in the wings with it, and a great ride by Gary Stevens.
Moves in, making only his 10th lifetime start. That's Feston, a 1-run horse who will sort of wheel to the middle of the track with Eddie Delahousie. Is looking for his 3rd winner of the afternoon, by the way. Louis Seafree with Robbie Davis, the lightweight in the field at 110 pounds. No problem with the distance. Defensive play is in, and we're ready for the start. And they're off. And toward the inside, there goes Farm Away at the rail. Secret Hello, a bit of a traffic jam on the extreme outside, and defensive play with Flying Continental. Now as the field moves past the stands for the first time, that's In Excess in the bright pink on the inside, taking the lead by ahead. Louis Seafree out in the middle of the racetrack, the longest shot on the board, now puts a head in front as the favorite. On the inside, Farm Away is right there. Now those 2 match strides. Farm Away on the inside, Louis Seafree on the outside. In Excess saving ground along the inside, 3rd. In tight quarters, Anshin now 4th. Secret Hello sneaks up 5th on the inside. Defensive play is 7th. Flying Continental on the outside between horses 8th. 2 back. My Boy Adam is 9th. Pleasant Tap is 10th. And Feston is 10th and last, about 17 lengths off the leader. They straighten away down the backstretch. Farm Away at the rail leads by a neck. On the outside, Louis Seafree is right there, 2nd by a length and 3/4. In Excess running easily in 3rd. There goes defensive play. On the outside, the Strube winner is now 4th and gaining. Anshin between horses 5th. Secret Hello drops back. Then My Boy Adam between horses. Pleasant Tap is in tight quarters. Down the backstretch, 3/4 of a mile in 1:10.1. The pace realistic, and Farm Away, the favorite, still holds on to the lead 3/4 of a length. Louis Seafree is 2nd, and now In Excess moves a closer 3rd. Pleasant Tap is on the move from the middle of the racetrack 4th. Anshin seems to be dropping back in 5th. Defensive play is next. And Feston, who was last going down the backstretch, is now 5th and gobbling up ground on the outside as the field straightens away in the stretch. Farm Away draws off by 2.5. Feston on the far outside. Pleasant Tap closing strongly. And down the stretch they come. Gary Stevens aboard. Farm Away lets out another notch. A 16th to go, and it doesn't look like Farm Away is going to be beaten. He's going to take his 5th straight victory here. Farm Away by 2.5 lengths, with Feston finishing 2nd, and Pleasant Tap was 3rd. And the final time, 2 minutes and 1/5 of a second. Far off the stakes and track record here, but unofficially, it's Farm Away.
So Farm Away, and a lot of people think that Wayne Lucas oversells his horses from time to time, but not in this case. He thinks that this horse can very much follow in the footsteps of Criminal Type, who was the horse of the year for 1990. This horse now has won 5 races at a meeting that opened up just after Christmas, including 4 stakes races. Farm Away, who goes off as the odds-on favorite, he went off at 4-5, and we have the inquiry sign has gone up. The inquiry sign has gone up here at Santa Anita. So Farm Away, who I am going to suggest is not being looked at in the inquiry because he was drawing clear in the stretch, and that is Lafitte Pinkai, who is being carried off the track, having been dismounted from my boy Adam. So we will check on the condition of Lafitte Pinkai, who is being placed into the ambulance. We have an inquiry as well in the 54th running of what has turned out to be a most eventful Santa Anita Handicap. All right, so we will get the report as soon as we can on Lafitte, the fabled jockey, a man who has won every major race in the country seemingly. Meanwhile, Farm Away comes back, and we're waiting for further word. It's a steward's inquiry, and we are awaiting word as to exactly what the stewards will be taking a look at. Chauncey, join me again here as we take a look at the stretch run, and I think Dave Johnson put it best as he lets out a notch, does Gary Stevens, and Farm Away pulls away to win this one impressively.
Well, the key to his victory here and to all of his victories, as you said earlier, was the wonderful job Wayne Lukas has done in getting this horse to relax. He had company alongside him all the way around the first turn, down the backside. They went 23, 46, 3/4 and 10 and 1. Yet this horse was running easily and relaxed. Gary Stevens just sat coolly, waited till he was free and clear at the head of the stretch. And look, he doesn't even turn his stick up. This is a very easy victory. Obviously, distance is no question for this son of Marfa, also trained by Wayne Lukas.
Marfa was the winner of the 1983 Santa Anita Derby. All right, those are the unofficial results now. Farm Away, the winner. The long shot Festin winds up second, and Pleasant Tap, another long shot as well, was third. But there is a steward's inquiry, and we'll come back to Santa Anita shortly. For the moment, however, to New York and Frank Gifford.
And they're off. Housebuster comes off a beat slow, and Media Plan now on the outside rushes up to get the lead. Housebuster on the attack on the inside now, and he's racing second after a bit of a flat-footed start. And then it's Deposit Ticket in between horses. The California Gray Robin Dancer toward the inside. The Canadian Key Spirit is on the outside, running along in fifth. Sheik Albadou, the European runner, is now about 7 lengths from the lead. Clever Trevor is now racing in 8th position. And then it's Polish Numbers, followed by Take Me Out farther back. Senior Speedy. Pleasant Tap trails the field. And the first quarter, and they zipped it in 21 seconds flat. And they're all chasing Media Plan. Housebuster is chasing him second now. Housebuster now makes his move as they come to the top of the stretch. And here comes Robin Dancer, and he's gearing up too. Sheik Albadou is fourth on the outside, and Housebuster rolls as they turn into the stretch. And Media Plan down on the inside. Housebuster with the bold challenge. Media Plan on the inside second. Here comes the English sprinter, Sheik Albadou, and he runs by our champion. Robin Dancer moves into second. Housebuster has been defeated today. And here is Sheik Albadou, and he's running away from the best American sprinters, and he wins by 5. And Pleasant Tap gets up for second. It's close for third. It is a shocker in the sprint.
Up the good old mile race. Kid Russell, Eddie Maple will be up. Take Me Out has Mike Smith. Now Listen, Julie Crone. Shots are ringing, Diane Nelson. In Excess, one bar shoe has come off, but the other one is still on. Chris Antley's aboard. Dixie Brass, the 3-year-old with the lightweight. Pazua rides. Rubiana off a winning streak, big winning streaks, won 5 in a row. Santos is up. Jolie's Appeal, Craig Perrette. Honest Ensign, Samin. Pleasant Tap, Eddie Delahousie. The favorite is on the outside. It's Twilight Agenda, Chris McCarron.
And they're off. Twilight Agenda breaks well on the outside. Dixie Brass and In Excess were both away alertly, and Dixie Brass is sent immediately to the lead. He gets the jump on him. He's out there now by 2. Take Me Out is now running second. Now Listen third. In Excess is racing fourth. Twilight Agenda 5 wide fifth. On the inside, Kid Russell is 6th by 3. Honest Ensign Racing 7th. Then it's Jolie's Appeal. Rubiano is now 9th in between horses. Shots are ringing down toward the inside, and the stretch running Pleasant Tap is 11th. He's about 11 lengths from the lead. It's Dixie Brass racing well off the rail, in front by a neck. Take Me Out, pressing him from the inside. And Chris McCarron has Twilight Agenda just off the lead, running in 3rd. Kid Russell is 4th, In Excess 5th. The quarter in 22 and 2, and a sparkling half mile here in 44 and 4/5 seconds as Dixie Brass continues to set a dramatic pace here, and he's full of run with 3 furlongs to go. It's Dixie Brass leading by 2. Take Me Out is 2nd. Here comes In Excess now, and he's driving up on the outside, running in 3rd. Twilight Agenda is now dropped back 3 lengths from the lead. Then farther back, Rubiano, he's still about 9 lengths from the front as the field turns for home. And it is Dixie Brass determinedly holding on to the lead. In Excess is right at his throat, and Twilight Agenda is not done yet on the outside. Pleasant Tap is kicking in late, but there's less than a furlong to run. And it's Dixie Brass running a huge race again today. Dixie Brass is going to do it, and he's going to do it wire to wire. Pleasant Tap is up for 2nd. In Excess is 3rd. Twilight Agenda 4th.
Michael Wattrell and Dennis Bryder had a few choices. Go down to Jersey, run in the Jersey Derby, or take the Withers winner, put him back in a mile, running against older horses. The weight said, try it here, baby. Off his 126 scale weight in the Withers, carrying a...
Fast, it's in the low 80s, and humid. And let's take a look at the field. Loach and Strike the Gold, both trained by Nick Zito and coupled in the wagering. A long shot, Silver Ending with Julie Crone. Pleasant Tap with Eddie Delahousie. Sultry Song and Jerry Bailey. Crack Bell, a long shot with Jean Cruguet. And defensive play with David Flores in from
Rabbit or Pacemaker. Now, this is an old and accepted practice, and the sole function of Loach is to break out of the gate, go for the lead, and take the field as far and as fast as he can.
But there is no guarantee that that will set it up for Strike the Gold's victory. Another horse who would benefit by a fast early foot would be Sultry Song.
Well, he was the colt who just got back from California, first Eastern Invader in 34 years to win the Hollywood Gold Cup, and he's still fresh. This is only his 4th start.
Pleasant Tap in the field, and this horse had a lot of trouble last out.
Well, that was in the Nassau County Handicap, Dave, and it started right at the starting gate. On the left of your screen, you'll see how he breaks very awkwardly. He sort of pops up in the air. And
so in the contest today is Silver Ending, a bay horse with a gray tail, thus the name Silver Ending. And winless since April. And defensive play today gets a bit of new equipment, wearing blinkers for the first time. He wore them in a workout the other day. Bobby Frankel liked the way he worked with them and has kept them on for the race. This horse has the ability to win on the East Coast or the West Coast. David Flores, 24-year-old from Tijuana, is 77. And defensive play. They start this race on the clubhouse turn. We're ready for this. And they're off. And along the inside, Silver Ending, but now there goes Loach. And Loach quickly speeds to the front and opens up 2.5 on the field with defensive play in the pink cap on the outside into 2nd position. Cracked Bell is on the move from 3rd. Silver Ending at the rail is next. Pleasant Tap followed by Sultry Song. And then far back is Strike the Gold. The entry like bookends here. Strike the Gold is 9 lengths behind the remainder of the field and some 22 lengths from stablemate Loach. Quick early fraction, 22 and 4. Loach in front all alone, leading it by 9 lengths. Defensive play in the 2nd spot by 2.5, and now Pleasant Tap in the blue and white cap quickly moves through along the inside to be a closer 3rd. Crack Bell is 4th. On the outside, Sultry Song is 5th. Silver Ending is 6th, and far back, Strike the Gold. The half in 46 seconds, and Loach is doing what he was supposed to do, set that honest early pace, and he's getting away here on the far turn with about a 5-length lead. But here comes defensive play cutting into that margin, and along the inside, Pleasant Tap is gaining in 3rd. Crack Bell is 4th, followed by Sultry Song. Silver Ending is next, and Strike the Gold still absolutely last, but beginning to roll a little bit. Now as they move to the top of the stretch, it's still Loach, but here comes defensive play on the outside to challenge. Defensive play with David Flores. Puts ahead in front with a 1/4 mile to go. Defensive play to the front. And now from the back of the pack, Strike the Gold in the middle of the racetrack is moving up, and also in the blue and white cap, Pleasant Tap. Defensive play leads it. Pleasant Tap charges up on the outside.
the Gold in the middle of the racetrack is next, and down the stretch they come, and it's Pleasant Tap with Eddie Delahousie drawing clear by 2. A late run by Strike the Gold on the outside, not enough. Pleasant Tap in hand wins it by a length and a half. Strike the Gold was second, and Defensive Play finished third, and the final time 2 minutes and 1/5 of a second. Charlesy?
And so Pleasant Tap has benefited the most from the Rabbit Loach. The fast fractions were fast early on. Pleasant Tap was settled back far in the field and made his move and caught the pace setters at the head of the stretch and drew off. Strike the Gold was unable to close. Final time 2 minutes and 1/5. Good sharp time. This track here has been a little dead. Now we're going to look as they turn for home. Loach had opened way up as he was expected to. Defensive Play was the only horse kind of close.
Chelsea, we had a clean trip, and when I got him out the head of the stretch, he really excelled. I kept after him because he kind of waits for horses once he gets to the lead. And as you see, about 10 yards before the wire, he'll duck out, and he's just looking around, loafing, but he really ran strong. And as Christopher said, the last race we ran him in, he was... he got a lot of...
The winner of the Belmont Stakes here. Pleasant Tap won the Suburban at 1.25 miles. And there's the expected front runner, Missionary Ridge, moving into post 7.
1 second, Frank, 1 second.
In the gate, awaiting the start of the Jockey Club Gold Cup. They're off. AP Indy stumbled, leaving the starting gate, and he is checked about 4 lengths off the early lead, and the early leader will be Devil His Due. Devil His Due has the lead. Missionary Ridge, Kent DeSormo, riding aggressively early. He would like to have the lead as they round the clubhouse turn. Sultry Song is away at third toward the inside. Thunder Rumble to his outside. 5 lengths back to stretch runners, Strike the Gold and Pleasant Tap. And after a calamitous start, AP Indy trails the field. He is already a dozen lengths off the lead. The pace is strong. The opening quarter went in 23 1/5 seconds. And it's Devil Is Due with the lead. Missionary Ridge pressing second. Thunder Rumble is kept close to the pace. And Sultry Song is taken to his outside for a clear aim. A gap of 6 lengths. Back to Pleasant Tap. And farther back, Strike the Gold. He's now about a dozen lengths from the lead. AP Indy, no factor at all yet. The half went in 46 1/5 seconds. 5 furlongs from home. Long shot, Devil Is Due leads the way. Kent DeSormo still trying for that lead with Missionary Ridge. Thunder Rumble's in a perfect spot. Sultry Song is right there, and he's been taken to the inside now. 3 lengths back to Pleasant Tap, was drawn within 6 lengths of the lead. Another 2.5 back to Strike the Gold. AP Indy's been well behind the whole way. It's still Devil Is Due. Missionary Ridge couldn't stay with him. Sultry Song is right there. Pleasant Tap with a spectacular move toward the lead on the outside, and Strike the Gold appears with him. AP Indy is making a miraculous run from well back, and the field is now turning for home. Pleasant Tap, Strike the Gold right there. Sultry Song was really clobbered at the rail. AP Indy is there on the far outside. They're passing the 8th pole. It's Pleasant Tap with the lead by 3. Strike the Gold second. AP Indy is laboring now as his bid flattens out, but it will be Pleasant Tap, and he does it with style. He won by 4.5. Strike the Gold was second. AP Indy was a very good third after that horrible start. And toward the inside, Sultry Song photos with him. The time for the race, outstanding, 1 minute 58 4/5 seconds. It was not a cleanly run race.
And here's the start. AP Indy now is in post position 5. Squeezed between the 2 horses on either side of him, Pleasant Tap and Thunder Rumble. And look how far, he's on the left of your screen. Look how far behind the others he is. Yet it's AP Indy now on the left of your screen on the extreme outside that does get up to finish third. Sultry Song here on the rail can't get through. Jerry Bailey took him to the inside. He can't get through, and it leaves it all open for Pleasant Tap, who takes the lead here and begins to draw away. Pleasant Tap now with clear sailing after Gary Stevens kept him out of trouble, improving off his second in the Woodward. Runs back to the Suburban Handicap win here at Belmont in June, and Pleasant Tap with a big victory establishes himself as the favorite for the Breeders'Cup Classic with an impressive win in the
game, and they are off in the 9th. Breeders'Cup Classic. And AP Indy breaks well today, comes out running for the lead. Jolie's Halo with good speed as well. Defensive play is there toward the inside. Thunder Rumble is up close to a strong early pace here as they race by the stands for the first time. It's Jolie's Halo and Thunder Rumble, and those two hook up in an early duel. Defensive play is in behind him. Sultry Song is now moving into third. Technology is 4 wide, running in fourth. Then toward the inside, defensive play is fifth. AP Indy is running sixth. Jolifa is a wide seventh. Zoman is up close to an early pace. Marquetry's there on the outside. And then it's Pleasant Tap. He's running now in 11th position. He's only about 8 lengths from the early lead. European Rodrigo Di Triano's to his outside. Then it's 5 lengths to Rain Road. And far, far behind is Strike the Gold. He's already 20 out of it. And the half went in 45-4. A sizzling pace here as they move into the backstretch. Thunder Rumble is pressed hard under intense pressure from Jolie's Halo. Technology is trying to keep pace in third. Defensive play is right there now, racing in fourth position. Sultry Song is fifth. Zoman is only 5 lengths from the lead. Jolifa's moving strongly as they move into the far turn. AP Indy's dropped back in the pack. Pleasant Tap is in between horses. Now he's still about 7 lengths from the lead. And then it's Marquetry as they're on the far turn. And Thunder Rumble rolls to a 2-length lead now. Defensive play has moved in toward the inside. Jolie's Halo's in an all-out drive. He's working hard to keep up. AP Indy is finding his best stride. And he's moving powerfully in between horses as they move toward the top of the stretch in this 9th Breeders'Cup Classic. Defensive play. Thunder Rumble still there. AP Indy's in an all-out drive, and Pleasant Tap is coming with giant strides on the inside. They're coming to the finish. It is AP Indy in front. Pleasant Tap, one last run at him. AP Indy wins the Breeders'Cup Classic by 3 conclusive lengths. And then it was Pleasant Tap finishing second, and Jolifa was third, and the time was 2 minutes and a fifth. AP Indy, the Belmont Stakes winner, comes charging through the stretch here. He was up close, then he dropped out of it and came on like a tiger to win the world's richest.